What a great game of street hockey. Thanks, you kids, for taking it easy on me. Hey, I had someone ask me a question. Thought it was quite interesting while I was out coaching the kids. What do you owe, Mark, to a child? That's a great question. You know, you see, when you believe in your child and you tell them that they will do well, they will go that extra mile by trying to live up to your expectations. Your faith, yes, your faith in that creates the environment which those kids can learn how to fly. Hey, I did a video and I want to encourage you to watch the video called Parenting Skills Dad Shows How to Deal With. And if you stay with me till the end, I'll leave a link at the top and talk a little bit more about that topic. Now, as a parent, I want to let you know there are 3 things that you owe to your child. The first one is affection. Did you know that the Bible says if you love your child, you will discipline them? And you'll do it in love and not anger. So I thought I'd do a little research and speak about what the word discipline means. Well, in the dictionary, it says the practice of training people to obey rules or, like a code of behavior using punishment, I'll get back to that, to correct disobedience. Well, here are some other words that describe discipline. See if you recognize any of these. Control, regulation, direction, order, authority, rule, strictness, a firm hand, routine, regimen, training, teaching, instruction, drilling, and exercise. Don't forget those words that I just said that describe the word discipline. Don't buy into the idea that parents don't discipline their children because they love them too much. The truth is if you don't discipline your child, it's not because you love them too much. It's because you love yourself too much. Boom! Ouch! Let me say that again, just in case you weren't listening. If you don't discipline your child, it's not because you love them too much. It's because you love yourself too much. Again, parents, remember, discipline is defined as control, regulation, direction, order, authority, rule, strictness, a firm hand, routine, a regimen, training and teaching, instruction, drilling, and exercise. Are you getting this? I read something and it mentioned they took a Gallup poll, one of those polls, and it revealed that more than 90% of graduating high school seniors had wished that their parents, their teachers, had loved them enough to discipline them more and required more of them. Well, like water, we follow the path of least resistance. But please understand, it's much easier to let things slide and avoid confrontation, sort of stick your head in the sand and hope things will get better, than it is to suffer the pain of disciplining a child that you love. Hey, let me tell you what the Bible says. Whom the Lord loves, he corrects, just as a father, the son in whom he delights. Let that sink in a little bit. The greatest and wisest Father of all is God. You know that. He not only loves, He is love. Yet we read here in the Bible that our loving God is one who disciplines. Any parent who refuses to discipline their child is really saying that they are a better parent than God. Bam! That one hits you. You see, love always does what is best for the other person. And there are times when love demands discipline and training. All right, let's keep going here because I said there was 3 things. The second thing you owe to your child is direction. No, we're not talking about your child having fun or even making mistakes. That's a normal part of childhood learning. I'm talking about foolishness. That word right there has several meanings, such as lack of maturity. Seen those people. Lack of wisdom or tendency to rebel against the rules. Maybe I did that. Hey, remember, if you love your child, you'll teach him or her that life is built on rules. If you obey them, you succeed. And if you don't, you suffer. Sort of like going in the penalty box, I guess. Hey, for example, when your child is caught speeding, the police won't let them get away with it. And when you fail to pay the mortgage on your house, well, the bank won't let you keep living in that house. You know, there are misconceptions you must drive out of the heart of your child. You know, just as a car that's out of alignment tends to sort of drift, in each direction, your child is born out of line, sort of the same way, and needs to be corrected by you. I'm going to bounce back to the Bible here and talk about a guy named King Solomon. They say he was the wisest of all. You know, in the Bible, King Solomon says that a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. Why is that? Well, because a child left to himself is left in the condition in which they were born. And he or she was born in a condition called foolishness. You see, therefore, children must be taught to respect authority and obey the rules. They must learn that for every single action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And you owe it to your child to explain that to them. I know you've heard that before. All right, let's keep going. Number 3. The third thing you owe to your child is what's called correction. Now, many parents make the mistake of always telling the child when he or she is wrong, rather than taking the time to tell them how to get right and to stay right. Let me explain to you a little bit here about correction. You see, this involves telling them when they are wrong, but also telling them how to get right. That's what I said, remember? How to get right. The number one extra grace or favor for all parents is bless it out of balance. Well, what's that mean, Mark? Well, when you police a child but never play with them, you're out of balance. You see, the word correct means to punish, to reprove, or to force back to the right way. Always remember that discipline is like a two-edged sword. It's not only to correct children when they are wrong, but to direct them to the way that is right. Don't forget that, my friends. That's very important. And you'll get better results from positive reinforcement. I encourage that all the time to people who are coaching, just everybody. And you'll always get that better results with positive reinforcements than you will ever get from what's called negative reinforcement. Here we go. I'm going to punch you here. Understand this. It's not your job to make your child happy. What? It's not your job to make your child happy. It's your job to nurture them into maturity. And when you do that, their happiness is guaranteed. Okay, let's go. You ready? Quit trying to win a popularity contest with your child. They may always love you, but there are times when they definitely won't even like you. Don't be discouraged. This too shall pass. Aim. Just keep administering the right mixture of nurture and discipline, and eventually they'll grow to like you again. Hey guys, here's a link to the video that I mentioned to you earlier that's called Parenting Skills Dad Shows How to Deal With. It'll offer you some parenting tips that help your child reach the moon. Check it out. It's pretty cool. All right, last thing's fire. More importantly, when your children grow up, which they do, get married and have children of their own, they'll have a role model and a plan for success. You're the role model. You gave them the plan for success. Now that is what I call hit the mark today.